Hey, good morning. Tuesday morning here in May, the something or other, after Mother's Day. Yeah. But I think it's Tuesday. Is this Tuesday? Or is it Wednesday? I lost something. Oh man, can you believe? Can you believe Joe Biden talking about when he was vice president under Barack Obama? We didn't have a bit of scandal. God. Man, I'll tell you what, these liberals and socialists, they got they got poop piled up behind them. It's unreal, people. I've told you before, they got more poop in them than the New York City sewer system can produce. They have. I'm serious. They have. It's pitiful. But, you know, I've also told you too that they found legitimacy. They've lied, they've cheated, they've stolen. They've been people got killed, were murdered. Every damnable thing in the world has went on behind those people. It really has. And they found legitimacy. It's been accepted. Millions of people have accepted it because they tickle their earlobes and they pinch them on the butt and they do all kinds of stuff to make them feel good. When you do that, it's just like, you know, I've told you Isaiah 32, 5 through 8. They condone one another. That's where liberals get their stance and how they stay where they are. They condone the crimes of others, and then the others condones the crimes of the liberals. And before you know it, you got two liberals doing this. That's how they stay in power, people. That's how it works. But there's not a bit of scandal. They got, I don't know, I look at that and I wonder how in the world can they have a conscience still working? How can it possibly be so? I mean, I'm just no four-eyed ignorant hillbilly living in the sticks of West Virginia, but in my little peanut mind, that don't make sense. Okay, that don't make sense. I mean, I was taught when I was reared here in the sticks that, you know, your word, your honor, you've got to have something in your life that makes you accountable. If you want relationships with people, if you want this, you want that, there's got to be something in your life that you have to be accountable. I've done stupid things just like everybody else in the past. You know, I've had my little flaky times, but you know, the Bible says rear a child in the way you wish to go, when he gets older not depart from it. You teach them in their youth to be honorable, and the time will come they will fall back upon that honor. They will lean back upon it and depend upon it. And and I tell you, these liberals, it's hard for me to believe they haven't been taught truth somewhere, that their parents, I mean, Joe Biden, he's in his 70s, and it's hard for me to believe him in his 70s, his parents maybe 20, 30 years older than him, or 40. It's hard to believe that they didn't teach him some kind of moral truth or honor. And Barack Obama, of course, now Barack Obama's past is his own half brother said Barack's whole life was a lie. His own half brother said that. You know, so I mean, I can understand some of them, but you know, but the things that they've done, and they want people to accept their actions, accept their lying, accept their cheating, accept their all this garbage. And then, yeah, I've told you also that, you know, eating my breakfast on the side porch one morning, and screened in, keep the bugs off a little bit. I'm just enjoying my breakfast, man, just wolfing down the grindage. And the Lord spoke one word to me. I wasn't even thinking about this junk. The Lord spoke one word to me, just up out of the blue: legitimacy. And I started pondering that word, and they have garnered legitimacy. The shames and atrocities that they have committed had been legitimized. They had been accepted. They have been condoned. And I look at Fox News. I don't want to believe that. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I might as well. Brought it up. Don Brazil, Paul Ryan. We seen things out of them that wasn't kosher with the way things were going. I mean, they give Hillary Clinton a copy of the questions that were going to be asked before a debate. Don Brazil done that, and did Donald Trump get him? No, but yet he still took the debate because people already knew what Hillary Clinton was. They knew. And then Paul Ryan, he's done things up there that just it shouldn't have been. When he was under Obama, when Obama had his administration going, Ryan had done things that should have stopped Obama. He should have stopped him. He should have threw up the force in front of Obama the way the Democrats have thrown him up in front of Donald J. Trump. But he didn't. He didn't. And Obama was nothing but a lying disgrace. I'm serious. It's literally pitiful what Barack Obama got by with. It's pitiful. It was pitiful, people. That reminds me of my little whistleblower lawsuit I had here just a few years back, and I'd gotten this lawyer to fight my case, and he took the case gladly enough, and then he fills out this interrogatory thing, according to what things that I had said. He and then he files this suit. And he sends these interrogatories to the company, and the company replies back within about a month, says, well, we don't have information of some of this stuff. We're moving our office, into Virginia, and this and that and whatever. And then my lawyer just drops it. For a whole year, he just drops it. A year or maybe 14 months. Don't do a friggin' thing. Then he asked me to come in for a meeting with him, and I went into this meeting, and we get to talking, and he says, well, maybe I should file a motion to compel the court, force the company to come forward. Okay, what had he done for a year or longer? Didn't do a friggin' thing. The next response we get from that company, they change lawyers. They get a bankruptcy lawyer. Well, you know what happened to justice at that point, don't you? Well, that's part of the reason Washington, D.C. upsets me. People, it's games. It's words. I've told you before, it's words. It's words. BS. Words. That's all it is. They've done it for 10 years. 10 friggin' years, and even longer. They've threw up every roadblock they could throw up in front of Donald Trump. You've had the news media's lied and cheated. They crammed garbage down America's throat through their airways. But yet, all that treachery that is in behind them has been given legitimacy. You still have millions of so-called Americans that will not turn their back, even though it's been proven they've lied, even though it's been proven they've cheated, even though it's been proven they refuse to turn their backs on them. Why? Why do you refuse to turn your back on atrocities that are going to kick your teeth out? They're going to kick your family's teeth out. They're going to kick your bloodline's teeth out. Why do you refuse to turn your back on it? William Barr, the new AG, they're trying to get him jailed. They want him jailed. Why? He's looking into this stuff. He's wanting to find out why all this stuff has went on in the background for the last 2, 3, 4 years. He's wanting to find out why this junk went on. They're wanting to jail him before he digs it up. They want to jail him before he digs it up. William hires a prosecuting attorney, a federal prosecuting attorney. He's already hired him. He's taking him on. He's taking the case, I think. And they're going to go in and find out where this FISA warrant came from, how it came to how it came into place or play. There's a lot of rot back there, people. A lot of rot. And you get it out of your head if you think there's just a little handful of guilty people in the top. Get that out of your head. It's bigger than that. They ain't no friggin' way a handful of people could have pulled it off. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Hundreds, even thousands are involved. Look at all the voter fraud and stuff that went on past the last 10 years. There's still people having their hands slapped over that stuff. All the things that have been told. Alabama, people. Look at Alabama. Judge Roy Moore, a man proven to be a man of credible credentials, runs for Senate. They even got it on video, people, where people from other states came in and voted illegally. And yet a friggin' pervert judge down there rules against having a recount or a revote. Even after the proof being out on the airways that people cheated and got that Democrat in office down there. Even after having the friggin' proof, people, the vote was cheated. Come on, people, you can't be that friggin' stupid to follow them. You can't be. Listen, you can't be that stupid. I'm sorry, but at this point, I look at you and I say you have to be as vile as those people that are doing it. You've got to be as vile as them to continue to back it when the proof is coming out. I'm sorry. You don't love your family and your bloodline no more than that. You turn lying, cheating perverts loose on them. Jeez, man. Jeez. If justice is served, there'll be a lot of people. See, Barack Obama said he knew nothing about this server and all this stuff. People, Obama used the server. He's got emails on the server. Okay? Oh, I just found out about this stuff on the news just like you. They know for a fact he lied through his teeth now. Come on. Jeez, people. What kind of person are you? What are you? What are you? I'll tell you, it's pitiful, people. It's literally pitiful, the garbage that's going on in America right now. You know your government is only as good as the people that run it, and the people is only in the government are only as good as the honor that resides or does not reside in them. Out now, by all facts and reasoning, Donald John Trump will probably go down in history as the greatest president that has ever been in America. If he keeps his focus, if he keeps his stance, and he does not falter, he will face down more damnable atrocity than any other president in time and space of this country. He's had to face it overseas and domestic. All kinds of pervertish garbage. He's had to face it. He's had to face it upon his personal life, upon his family. He's had to face it in our federal government and in the states. He's had to face it across the ocean in the eyes of Islamists and socialists. He's had to stare down garbage that no other president has had to face in this large of a scope. If there's a poll given right now, this very second, I'd vote Donald John Trump as the greatest president in the history of this nation. He's already done in 3 years. He's already done in 3 years. And faced more in 3 years than any other president has ever faced. He inherited the shames of a past administration that had literally disgraced the very name and face of America. He inherited that mess. He's had to fight. Who knows at the liberal media, Charleston Gazette here in West Virginia, so help me, I wouldn't buy one of their papers or read one of their papers. Right now, I don't know if I'd wipe my friggin' butt with one of their pages. The editor of Charleston Gazette, man, I tell you, I bet if I used the other thing I'd wipe, man, I'd want to fold me up a piece and take it in the woods with me in case I needed it. But not one smidgen of disgrace was under the Obama administration. God. But see, this is the thing. You know, I've had people tell me, well, Barack Obama's not in office now. He's not this, he's not that. No, he's not. But you know, Barack Obama has not shut his mouth either. Do you know that the Democratic Party is still playing Obama's Marxist rulebook? Did you know that? The Democratic Party is still playing the Obama Marxist rulebook. Obama and Clinton both, Hillary Clinton both are Marxist people. Obama looked into Marxism in school. Hillary Clinton said her former boss, Saul Alinsky, I think was his name, was an avowed Marxist. Hillary said he was her mentor. Alinsky was her mentor, okay? The Democratic Party is still playing that Marxist rulebook. If we can piss on their conscience enough, we'll eventually own them. That's what Karl Marx said. That's what he said. If we can destroy the morals of one generation of Americans, we can take the nation. If we can piss on their conscience enough, we can own them. Okay? I mean, You have to make up your mind, people, what kind of person you are, what kind of people you support. You know, in my little old whistleblower lawsuit, if I'd been supported, if I'd had honorable people fighting for me, and it went to court in a decent, honorable way, I would have smoked them. I wouldn't have got beat. But I walked off. When I walked off from that, I had no case. I had no case. 3 years, 3 friggin' years wasted. My income bottomed out on me. It was during the cold crunch. I checked on other jobs. My income bottomed out. I had ended up having to sign up for Social Security at 62. I could go to work right now and find a job, decent job, go to work for another 10 years. But whenever I went back to retire or to sign up for Social Security, you know what I get? I get the same $1,000 a month. I've been knocked out of $300 to $500 a month for the rest of my life. Because perversions didn't do what they should have done. What should have been morally and honorably done, they didn't uphold it. An innocent man got stuck with it. I'm using that for an example. I'm not crying about it now. I'm living, we're surviving. But this is what I'm saying. People, if it happened to me down here and you see the same garbage going on in Washington, D.C., it can happen to millions up there. It will happen to millions. And there won't be a friggin' thing you'll be able to do about it. This liberal, excusive, pervert attitude has got to be stopped. This socialist, garbage can atrocity idea and avenue of thinking has got to be stopped. You want justice, you better get behind your president. Because right now, Donald John Trump is the man of the hour. He is the man of the hour. He is the man of the hour. You best get your butt behind him and push with him. But truth and honor alone, people, are the only thing that'll give you justice. Truth and honor alone are the only thing that'll give you justice. You know, sometimes God intervenes in miraculous ways into our personal lives, into circumstances. But you know, until He does, you best find some truth. You best find some honor. You best find somebody that's going to stand for it. Donald John Trump is trying to do that. He's trying to get us back to the founding of our fathers. And you got all these freaking perverts out there. Oh, America ain't great. America never was great. We went over, we've attacked here, we've attacked. Listen, America has went over and given thousands upon thousands, maybe even millions of lives, fighting in other countries, trying to give everyday Joe on the street a life. We've went over in a lot of these countries, people, and spent billions upon billions of dollars and actually got nothing out of it. And the lives we lost and got nothing out of it. But, you know, you listen to these socialists or these liberals, these friggin' perverted, consciously driven perversions. You listen to them, oh, America's a dog on the world globe, man. They're perverts, people. Why do you listen to them? That's the reason they are what they are, because of their thinking. The perversions floating in their mind is like a sewer. That's the reason they're perverts, because they wallow in the sewer that they have floating around up there. Their thinking is what's wrong with them. But yet, in their mind, it's all America's fault. Don't listen to them people. CNN, their ratings are gone. I mean, they're just bottoming out. Why? Because America recognizes them. The majority of America is recognizing what's taking place in CNN, MSNBC, and NBC, and CBS, and ABC, and New York Times, and others. They're losing credibility. Why? Their lies are being uncovered. Their trash has been uncovered. More and more people are turning from them. That's what you need to realize. You need to realize that you've been lied to. You need to realize that these people have done everything but forced you on your knees and pulled their drawers down and peed in your face. They've done everything but that. I'm sorry, it's ugly, but you're going to have to wake up. You're just going to have to friggin' wake up. I mean, you're going to have to wake up. People, liberalism. The Bible teaches that liberalism is an excuse. It's an atrocity committed upon those that listen to it. And history itself has taught us that godless socialism has never worked. Godless socialism, I can't say that socialism itself is bad. But you can't put people in power that don't know the one true God. It's just plain simple facts. You want honor, you want justice, you better make sure you got a godly man or woman upstairs. Because if you don't, you had to lick. And your little ignorant butt will turn the same had to lick deal on your families. It'll turn it loose on them. It'll turn it loose on your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. It'll turn it loose on your bloodline. The same pervasive avenue of thought will put hardships into your family's lives. God put us on the earth. He never gave us a guarantee that everything was going to be honey and roses and we're going to tiptoe through the tulips with somebody. He didn't tell us that. But you know what he did tell us? When he ran Adam and Eve out of the garden after perversion got into their minds, you know what he did tell us? Now you'll work by the sweat of your brow. You'll work by the sweat of your brow. You'll earn your living now. You're going to earn it. And that just brings to mind Donald John Trump. He's wanting to bring a new approach to what liberal Democrats and stuff have pushed for the last 50, 60 years, a big handout state. He's bringing it to a halt. And it needs, I'm serious, it needs to be. It needs to be brought to, hey, listen, I've spent time on that program, man. I've seen the times that we didn't have, back during the 70s and 80s when the coal crunch was in West Virginia and there wasn't that many jobs around, man. Jobs dropped out in here in West Virginia. Even the first of the 80s, I even left the state to find work. And it didn't work out too well out there, and I ended up back up here. I know what it is to be on a check. I know what it is. It's hard, but there's something else I didn't know what it is too. The wife and I found out there was more programs to help in assistance than what we were told about. If you didn't ask about the program, you didn't get the assistance. Oh, we got a small check. It paid our power bill and stuff like that, and we got some food stamps. But it was tough. It was tough, man. And people now, these people now, shoot, man, they got it made. They got it made. Some of them, I know what it is to need help. But that's the thing. Donald Trump is going to push for the program that says when people actually need the help, they can get it. But this handout all my life stuff, he's going to cut it off, and it needs to be. It needs to be. And you've got to realize too that this illegal immigration, it's got to stop. It's got to be cut off. The Democratic Party, listen, people, I'm going to tell you this. And all you got to do is just step back a few years and look at what's went on. And it'll prove what God told me. A few years ago, driving a coal truck, he spoke to me one day and said, they're crashing your economy. A few weeks later, he spoke to me again and said, you're being subdued. Look at the trillions of dollars under the Obama administration. Trillions of dollars, man, went poof. Disappeared. Our military went down. Our government went screwy. People that were enemies of humanity. Iran gets billions of dollars. Hardcore socialist North Korea, man, putting out or creating atomic bombs and stuff, and threatening we can hit American cities. Every damnable thing in the world went on. Obama, look at this ISIS stuff that went on over there in the Middle East. You might say, well, yeah, keep bringing it, cause idiot, this stuff is still going on. It's still going on. They're playing the Obama Marxist socialist garbage can role, but the Democratic Party's still doing it. They're still doing it. Look at the billions of dollars that are being wasted in this illegal immigration deal. They're going on American dime. They come over here to get on a check. The huge majority of those people are getting on a check in America. Do you realize that there's Muslims in this nation right now getting thousands of dollars a month and not working? Do you realize that? They're getting thousands of dollars. They're getting a handout, man. Here I am, American citizen. I've seen the times, man, that we almost had to pick our teeth to survive. And these people are getting thousands of dollars a month and not lifting a friggin' hand. I first got married, I was working. I worked outside of a coal mine. Then I went underground. I worked somewhere. When I lost my job in the mid '80s, or late '70s, sorry, lost my job and things got tough. Things got tough, man. The coal dried up around here for I don't know how many years. It dried up. It got tough. I even left state and went into Virginia and worked a little punch mines and stuff out there. I went living in North Carolina and worked as an electrical helper at when they was building a Sheraton motel. Things didn't work out. I ended up back in West Virginia. Things got tough. You know, if you didn't know somebody, that's like my uncle back years ago, back in the '70s. He told me something. Said, Johnny, I want to tell you something. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It didn't make any difference what I knew I could do, or what my actual qualifications were. If you didn't know somebody, you're just hurting. You know, we won't blame it on this, we won't blame it on that. It's a scratch my back deals. That's just the way it works. Who do you know? If you want to beat it, man, you better get an education. You better learn every freaking thing you can do. And you better prove yourself. There's people out there who'll holler you on your qualifications. But for a lot of us, we didn't have enough qualification. And we didn't have, well, a lot of that qualification depended on who we knew. But people, I'm telling you, You best get behind your president. Listen, people, the political world in America and around the world, we're setting a stage to where you would either kiss the elitist butt, or you're going to get put down. You know, I just put a thing out yesterday about world population. You realize that you've had scientists here got together in just the last few months? These last few months. And they said a third of the world's population need to die. Okay? A third of the world's population need to die. Can you imagine? People, can you grasp how friggin' god awful that is? Can you grasp that? People would actually roll around in their mind that 2 billion souls need to perish. 2 billion. 2 billion. I'm telling you, people. I've told you you better keep your eye on these tech giants. Amazon and maybe not Amazon, but well, yeah, Amazon's doing some stuff too. But keep your eye on these tech giants. Facebook, Google. These people got your number. These people got your number. They're sharing your number with each other, and they're sharing your number with others. And there ain't no doubt in my mind that when Clapper was head of the CIA, he was using their information too. Okay? Okay? Keep your eye on these tech giants. The Bible says, when the Antichrist comes up, said you will neither buy nor sell lest you have the mark of the beast in your forehead or in your hand. A recognition number, a code. Okay? And if your government starts using this stuff, see, they want you got these people up there, these Democrat people running for president right now, you know, through their hat in the ring. They're saying we need Cory Booker. So we need a national or international registration of gun owners and stuff. Why is they needing that? Because the Antichrist will be running the world. He will be sitting as a ruling president over the world, but his powers will not be limited like Donald Trump's is right now. His powers will be something else. Well, if you go run a socialist system and you have a system wanting to mark off 2 billion people, just cut them off, annihilate them, get rid of them, so you feel better about yourself, well, you can't have them armed. You've got to be able to just cut them off, period. And if they're armed, it's not that easy. I'm telling you, people. It is pig butt licking stupid to vote for a socialist today. It's pig butt licking stupid. It's pig butt licking stupid to vote for a liberal today. It's pig butt licking stupid. Hate to have to chew on your ear, man. It's supposed to be a fairly decent day here, and I just to think I draw blood out of your earlobe in a decent day coming up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to listen to somebody. You got to pay attention. You won't listen to the men and women of God that are telling you to, man, you need to repent. Get some truth and honor back in your life. Let God start giving you the essence of creation. That you'll recognize some of this stuff. If you don't accept that, somebody like me has to come along and chew on your ear. I love you. I really do. I try not to condemn people into a place of, well, I'm a pig, I'm a dog, I'm a this and that. I try not to do that. But you've got to realize if you got this garbage going on inside of you and you don't turn loose of it, you're condemning yourself. The very garbage that you're clinging to will be the garbage that puts the noose around your throat and around your family's throat, around your bloodline's throat. It's not opinion, people. It's fact. It's a fact. This is God's creation. It's not yours. It's not mine. This is God's creation. And things will function according to Him and His desires for man, or they will go nuts. They will function contrary to Him, and things go wrong. That's just the way it is. Your opinion is not going to change it. My opinion won't change it. It's just the way it is. I love you. I really do. Maybe if we were a little more agreeable for one another, it'd be easier sometimes, but just like family. You love family, but so help me, there've been times that growing up, me and my brothers would disagree and we'd draw blood sometimes, and but yeah, we still love them. I mean, you pick on one of them. If I was around, man, you pick on one of them. Hey, God, you better whip me too. But this stuff is people. This liberal, socialist ignorance has got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped. Have a good day. I got things to do. Got to run. I hope the Lord blesses you with grace and wisdom and favor. I really, really, with my whole heart, with my everything about me, I hope He blesses you with wisdom, grace, and favor.